I want to leave you with a thought today about patience. Because I was talking about, the local leaders, there's the different wards, and, some of the wards get it. Some of the wards are already there where they're inclusive, and other wards are just not there yet. They still got a long ways to go. I think regardless of where we're at, we need to exercise patience. Now, those of you who are longtime members of the audience will remember something that I used to talk about that I haven't, quite frankly, talked about in a while. I feel it's fitting that we bring this back up again. And what I'm talking about, babes in sacrament meeting. That's right. I'm talking about babes in sacrament meeting. Now, those of you who are not longtime listeners of the program, you're probably scratching your head. What's babes in sacrament meeting? Here's what I'm talking about. There's when we go to sacrament meeting, and I'm sure all of us have been there. We've been in those sacrament meetings where somebody's got an infant, a little baby that just can't keep quiet during the administration of the sacrament, and just it just really cuts into the silence, But when that's going on, there's not a single person, or I should say single adult, maybe there's some younger folks who, don't quite understand. But I'm sure that every adult in the room is not blaming the child for, I'm sure that, there's nothing like, now if it goes on long enough, some of us might look at one of the parents and say, hey, why don't you do something about your kid? That might happen. But, as a general rule, nobody's looking at the child and blaming the child for the outburst during the sacrament. That's not happening. Why is that not happening? Well, the reason why that's not happening is because we all know the child is innocent. The child can't help it. The child doesn't know any better. Well, I use babes in sacrament meeting to exemplify the patience that we singles need to have with our local leaders, because quite frankly, they are babes in sacrament meeting. Many of them just don't get it. They don't know how to minister effectively to singles. They don't know this experience that we're having where, we're older and single in a family-centered culture. They don't know that because, many of them, most of them actually, got married when they were younger. And so they don't have the experience that we're having of being older and single in a family-centered culture. They don't know what that's like. And they can understand that in part, but they can't really understand it completely unless they've lived it. And we know this is true from the experience that we ourselves are having as singles in the church. And so, when we look at our leaders, we should not criticize them for failing to minister to us effectively, because oftentimes they are babes in sacrament meeting. They just don't know any better. Many of them are trying to do their best. And quite frankly, many of them have so many other competing interests for their time and attention that are also important. Okay, ministering to singles is important, but they've got other things that are also important as well. And very often, because they don't really feel much of an affinity with the singles as a group, because again, they don't have that experience, so there's little to really connect them, then, it's easy for them to just put off that responsibility or to table it and focus on other things that seem to be more pressing. And so, we see singles oftentimes, through the years, I've seen singles who criticize their leaders for not doing more to reach out to them, for not doing more to say, hey, we're here, you need to do more for us. You need to reach out more to us. You need to make us feel more included. You need to do X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. When really, we should be exercising patience with them. I talked in the monologue about the compassion of patience. And when you exercise patience towards someone who doesn't really understand your situation, then you are demonstrating compassion towards those individuals. You are showing compassion when you exercise patience. As people, you respect the agency that they have. They're learning as they go. Many of these people, they're trying to learn. Now, they don't know how to learn, and that's where Join the Journey Radio comes in. So, I've provided a number of resources. I have a free book there that you can download on the website. You can also purchase it from Amazon if you want to, help fund what we do here at Join the Journey Radio. But you can also, there's an excellent fireside presentation there on the Join the Journey Radio YouTube channel where I talk about, hey, this is how you minister more effectively to singles. These are the things that, you need to put in place. So there are resources that you can point to, and your leaders are wondering, like, how do I minister more effectively to singles? What more do I need to do for you? Point them to these resources. They can get them for free. They can access this information for free. All it takes is a bit of their time to consume the information and then to, incorporate it into what they do. And really, a lot of what makes for effective ministering of singles doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes more conscientiousness, more awareness, to do the little things that will make a key difference in the lives of many singles. So, those resources are out there. So, for those of us out there in the audience, if you've got leaders that need some help learning how to minister more effectively, then, point them to Join the Journey Radio and those free resources that I'm providing, because that's why I'm providing it, so that we can help educate people. Howdy, peeps. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Join the Journey Radio program. And if you did, be sure to click subscribe so you can get more clips in the future. And be sure to check out the Join the Journey Radio program broadcast every Wednesday night on the Join the Journey Radio Network. Find more information at jointhejourneyradio.com.